it's Froggy, and I'm back again with another episode of Hakuoki Kyoto Winds. So, let's see what's going down here. The tip of Saito's sword was only a hair's breadth from the man's forehead. He drew it so fast that I saw no blur of silver as it left the scabbard. Unperturbed, the man glanced down at Saito.
あんたは新選組に仇をなした。俺から見れば平助の仇ということになる。
Oh, okay.
しかし、今の私には君たち新選組と戦う理由がありません。
He replied as calmly as if they had been enjoying tea together. Saito said nothing, and his sword did not move. Was Saito really that angry? I could certainly see why he would have been, but this was not the time to settle grudges. Still, he was a tough man to read. What was I to do? Trust Saito or stop him? We're gonna go ahead and stop him. He's getting a little too angry here. The stakes were too high. The risk wasn't worth it. I don't think this is a good time to fight. Saito kept his guard, but for a moment his eyes met mine, and in them I saw frustration and dejection. I understood how he felt, but the man he faced had hurt Haisuki badly. If they fought, the Shinsengumi wouldn't escape unharmed. He was a monster.
あんたは俺が負けると思っているのか?
I don't doubt your skill. However, I just don't think now was a good time to start something. It's not like I didn't trust Saito's swordsmanship, but I felt like he stood no chance against the tall man without risking his life.
戦いの中で生きるも死ぬも、刀を刺した日に俺は覚悟を終えている。
Perhaps I should have kept silent. It didn't matter either way. The damage was done. I just didn't want Saito to die. I hung my head and heard Saito let out an exasperated sigh. Looking none too happy about it, he lowered his sword and sheathed it.
俺とて騒ぎを起こすつもりはない。この場はあんたたちと目的を同じにしているはずだ。だが、侮辱に侮辱を重ねるのであれば、我ら新選組も会津藩も動かざるを得まい。
The tall man from the Satsuma nodded deeply.
こちらが浅はかな言動をしたことは事実。この場にいる薩摩藩を代表して謝罪しよう。
The Satsuma men seemed displeased with how things turned out, but whoever the tall man was, none of them dared to speak out against him. Oh. Perhaps Saito had been trying to force an apology from them, I realized. Of course, there was no way for me to be sure. I couldn't imagine what went through his head.
私としてもこの場での戦いは避けたかった。そちらが引いてくれたことに感謝する。
He bowed deeply.
私は天霧久寿と申す者。次には見えるとき、互いが協力関係にあることを祈ろう。
His introduction finished, he turned and walked slowly back through the ranks of the Satsuma, towering above them as he went. Saito, you never intended to fight him, did you? There was a short silence. Saito looked coiled inside himself, staring in the direction Amigiri walked towards before speaking.
居合で脅せば容易に引くかと思っていたが、あの者には俺の剣筋が読めていたようだな。
Huh? Saito practiced I don't know how to say that. A sword style that focused on drawing a blade and striking in a single stroke. Amigiri made no attempt to dodge his blow. How would he have known that Saito intended to stop just before the blow landed?
薩摩にも厄介な相手がいるようだ。話の通じる点は救いかもしれんが。
I wasn't sure if Saito was talking to me or himself, and before I could ask, he turned and walked away. We returned to the Hamaguri gate to await Yamazaki's return, but there was little else to do. After that incident, there were no battles. However, the tension remained unabated. Was it possible for the Satsuma and the Aizu to find a common ground and coexist peacefully? It seemed like imagining such a world would be an impossible dream. If you can hear that banging, clicking, whatever noise, it's my heater is going, and it's freaking out a little bit. So, sorry about that, but I can't do much about it. The Chosu extremists' attempted attack on the imperial estate eventually came to be known as the Hamaguri Rebellion. Although the Shinsengumi were called to action, their efforts were stymied, and they found little in the way of glory. Communication with their superiors was poor at best, and they spent much of the battle waiting with the reserves. When the Shinsengumi finally entered the battle, each man found several strange opponents waiting him. Chikage Kazuma, who defeated Okita at Ikeda, claimed to be from the Satsuma domain during his encounter with Hijikata. Kyuju Amagiri, the man who shattered Heiseki's head guard at Ikeda, also claimed membership in the Satsuma. They had also met Kyo Shiranui, who'd fought alongside men from Chosu. Whoever they were, it was clear they were not allies of the Shinsengumi. Indeed, it seemed they could easily become some of the greatest enemies. If they were to meet in open battle, the casualties would be severe. By the time the battle was over, the commanders of the Chosu attack had been killed in the fighting, or took their own lives. There were some soldiers, however, who escaped, setting Kyoto ablaze as they fled. By some terrible misfortune, winds that day blew from the north and fanned the flames, reducing the southern end of the imperial estate to ash. As a result of the Chosu attack, many imperial nationalists were executed. With the Hamaguri rebellion over, the Chosu were branded as traitors for attacking the estate. From then on, they were acknowledged enemies of the court. September 1864. The closeness in time between the battles of the Ikeda Inn and the Imperial Palace created significant civil unrest within Kyoto. The Shinsengumi redoubled their efforts to keep people safe, but the more they worked, the more the shogun put them to work. His approval for their activities meant more official business, and it stretched them thin. Even with recruits from Kyoto and Osaka, it wasn't enough. After many discussions, the Shinsengumi chose to recruit even more men from Edo, and Hakuoki was tasked with the preliminary scouting in the city. The hardened sun kissed our burning cheeks as Kondo and I saw Hakuoki off, his grin wide and his bags packed for the night before.
さて、じゃあ行ってくるとすっか。俺がいない間、みんなのことよろしくな。
Alright. Okay. I promise to help as much as I can.
大使募集の件、頼むぞ、平助。俺も来月には江戸に行くからな。
The plan was for Hakuoki to hit Edo early and scope the potential men, and have Kondo follow behind a month after to make the final say with the recruits. Isn't there someone you mentioned wanting to see? I remember you saying something like that.
うん。雪村君はまだ聞いていなかったか。確か名は伊藤さんと言ってたな。北進一刀流の剣客で学もある人らしい。
まあ正直言うと、伊藤さんとはそこまで親しいわけじゃないけどさ。
うん、それで十分だ。伊藤さんは尊皇派と聞いているが、義をもって話をすれば必ずや力を貸してくれるに違いない。
Kondo nodded confidently, but Hakuoki looked like he wasn't quite as sure.
よし。それじゃあそろそろ行ってくる。コードさんのこともできるだけ調べとくから、期待して待っててくれよ。
Okay, be careful. I watched him go, and the smaller his back became, the lonelier I felt. When I couldn't see him anymore, my heart twinged. I glanced up at Kondo. You look happy. You're thinking about all the new warriors you're getting, right?
ああ、やはり大使が増えるのは嬉しいものだ。それが有能な人材ならなおさらだよ。
He puffed out his chest and grinned. His relief at recruiting new members reflected just how worried he must have been. I hadn't realized how much we were struggling. Kondo kept his men close to his heart, and now he could smile. Time passed quickly after Haiseki left, and a month soon went by. The day for Kondo to leave for Edo was upon us, and I saw him off the next morning. I came across Kondo in the yard, mired in his thoughts. Hello, Kondo.
ああ、雪村くんか。どうかしたのかい？
Oh no, nothing like that. I was just thinking about how you'll be on your way to Edo tomorrow.
ああ、その通りだ。平助をあまり待たせるわけにもいかんからな。
It will be a little lonely around here, once you've left headquarters too.
何？留守は都市に任せてあるし、いないと言ってもほんの一月程度だよ。
He didn't know his kind generosity and Haiseki's bright personality kept me going day after day here. They were the highlights of my restrictive life. With both of them gone, Kondo hadn't even left. And yet I was already feeling an uncontrollable loneliness sweep over me. It must have shown on my face because he suddenly looked troubled.
そうだ。せっかく江戸に行くわけだし、何か土産でも買ってこようじゃないか。君もふるさとが懐かしかろう。
Oh no, I'm fine. You don't have to worry about me.
そうか？では、他に俺にできることがあれば言ってくれ。できるだけ期待に沿おう。
He was always so accommodating to me already. I didn't have any complaints. But there was something I desired for a while, but never had the nerve to ask before. Before you leave for Edo, could you train me?
稽古？ひょっとして剣の稽古という意味かね？
Yes.
いや、それはいかんだろう。俺の指導は荒っぽいからな。怪我でもさせたら高堂さんに申し訳が立たん。
Oh.
しかし、ずいぶん唐突な頼みだが。
His eyebrows furrowed in concern. I stepped out of line. I want to watch over everyone while you're gone. I stepped out of line, but we've seen that already, so I think I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos from me, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.